Hi everyone, welcome and welcome back to JUENFO Kitchen, where we just enjoy food. So let's enjoy some Jamaican style curry goat. I'm going to start off by first prepping some seasonings. These are all my seasonings here. I have some scallion, thyme, garlic, onion, pimento, scotch bonnet, and a small piece of ginger. I'm going to rough chop all of these, especially the ginger. I'm making sure that I slice it thinly. I don't want to risk biting down on any chunks, even though I will be blending it. Now, I'm going to blend all the seasonings with a tablespoon thereabout of water, not too much. You can always dice up everything, but I'm choosing to blend them, and this is what we call green seasoning here in the Caribbean. Now, I have some fresh local goat here, and I'm just going to wash it a couple of times with some lemon juice and vinegar, and then season. Starting with the green seasoning that we just made, some salt, black pepper, all-purpose seasoning, and of course curry powder. I'm going to boost the flavor with some of this ram goat soup. They actually have this seasoning as well, but I'm going to use what I have. So I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of this. And listen, you can already smell the flavors here. And this will marinate overnight. I'm going to heat up 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of coconut oil on high, or use any oil that you have. Make sure you get the oil really hot. We want to get a nice sear. And right before I add the goat, I'm going to burn some curry for a few seconds. This just means toasting it a bit in order to bring out the flavor. So that's 2.5 tablespoons curry powder total for this recipe, 2 tablespoons to season, and 1/2 tablespoon toasted. Make sure you take your meat from the fridge for half an hour to an hour to get the chill from it, and let it sit for a minute before you start moving it so it can sear up nicely. Then we're going to saute for roughly 5 minutes, stirring periodically. As you can see here, it's beginning to spring its own juices, so we're going to let it cook for another 5 minutes to develop the flavor. And this is how it's looking after 5 minutes. Now we're going to speed up the cooking and cut the time in half. I'm going to transfer this to a pressure cooker. One extra step, but it's worth it in my opinion. I'm adding 2 cups of hot water, more or less. The water needs to be hot in order to maintain the temperature, and I'm going to allow this to pressure cook for 15 minutes. Anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes is fine, depending on how big the pieces are cut. If you're not using a pressure cooker, just add the water and allow it to continue cooking, and check on it every half hour or so until it's done. Cooking time will take about 2 to 2.5 hours, again depending on the size of your pieces. After 15 minutes of pressure cooking, the meat is a lot more tender, but still firm enough for it to cook down long enough so the flavors can develop, and it still has that slow cooked taste. And this is also one of the main reasons why I prefer to marinate overnight. I'm cutting the cooking time in half, so I give the seasonings more time to penetrate. The meat is added back to the pot with some fresh thyme, which is just so nice and fragrant. I'm going to use the back of my bread to make some breadcrumbs, and this will be used as a thickener. Now, this is completely optional. I don't eat this part of the bread, so I take occasions like these to use them up instead of just throwing them away. So that's about 1/3 of a cup of breadcrumbs. I'm going to top this up with a little hot water, which you want to add gradually throughout the cooking process, and then leave it to cook for another 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, it still had a little way to go, so I just added a bit more water and allowed it to continue cooking for another 7 to 10 minutes. So after a total of 50 minutes to be exact, we're almost at the finishing line. So we're going to add the remaining ingredients. I'm adding some carrots and potatoes and some aromatics, which includes some scallion, onion, and a little piece of green bell pepper. We've been cooking this for a while, so we need to brighten up the flavors, right? Then we're going to let everything cook down for another 15 to 20 minutes or until everything is tender. And I just wish you could smell my kitchen. Everything was perfect. The goat was seasoned to the bone and the gravy was just right. Hope you get to try this amazing recipe, which can be found below. Please help this video by simply hitting the like button. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, live life to the fullest and just enjoy food.